you were you were saying there's some ways that brands can do a better job of influencing behavior, right?
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I think this piece around communicating the information and the data that we have is so important. So
Yeah.
many brands are quantifying data in numbers and saying, X amount of kilograms have been saved. But what does that actually mean? Because so many consumers and people can't engage with those numbers. They are literally just numbers on a piece of paper, and they might sound scary, but it's hard to relate that to something within your environment and world.
Yeah.
So I think my advice for brands would be to use equivalents over actual numbers where possible.
Right,
How
right.
many how many cars are equivalent of X amount of kilograms, for example. Um, you EcoSend actually have a really interesting stat on their website. I Something that really stuck with me was the fact that sending a weekly newsletter to 10,000 people for a year can have the same impact as flying around the world 10 times.
Mm.
Firstly, crazy stat. Couldn't believe it when I read it. But secondly, that example shows the importance of giving an equivalent and actually
Sure.
putting the data and the facts in a contextualized environment so that consumers can relate to it.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'd say use equivalents over actual numbers, provide contextualized information over non contextualized, create emotional connections with people so that a topic is relatable. We need to bring this topic of sustainability closer to home for people, for them to really engage in what's going on at how it impacts them personally.